Welcome to Spring LIB.
So we've got this pendulum that when full, right, we have the length to the center of mass, which of course is right in the center. We're going to call that Li. Okay? And then later, we're going to have some fluid has left. And so we know the center of mass has moved down, right? And we know that that distance from the center of mass is going to be halfway, right? So that has got to be h over 2. And that distance we're going to call L. Now over here, that distance was A over 2. But in both these cases, that total length to the bottom has to be the same. The block hasn't moved. So we have Li plus A over 2 has to be L, whatever the general length will be, plus H over 2, right? We care about that length. So it's Li plus A minus H over 2, right? That's the thing that's going to go into the period formula. So now what I'm interested in finding is what is H as a function of time. Now, at the beginning, we know the total mass. It's rho A cubed. And we're told it loses a certain amount as a function of time, but it's a constant rate, right? So it's given by that. And we also know that at the end, all of that mass is concentrated in that block with just H, right? So it's rho times the volume of that fluid, which is rho A squared H. So I'm going to set those equal to each other, right? So we have rho A squared H equals rho A cubed minus dm dt times T. And I'm going to be careful. I want to get an A minus H, okay? So I'm going to divide everything by rho A squared. All right, so that just leaves me an A here. And it's minus 1 over rho A squared times dm dt times T. And again, I want an A minus H because I know that's what's going to end up going over there. So you do that correctly, you get 1 over rho A squared dm dt times T. Okay. So that's the thing I'm going to keep. Make some room here. And I want to calculate the period, right? Which we know is 2 pi times the square root of L over G. And I'm just going to plug in now. So I'm going to get the 2 pi and root G out of the way. And now I have the original length plus half of this quantity right here. So it's 1 over 2 rho A squared dm dt times T. And that'll tell you the period as a function of time. Okay. Then it's going to ask what happens as T, I guess technically as H goes to 0, right? And then it's really quite clear that you're just going to end up with the total length being to the bottom here, right? And so you just get this A over 2 term that comes out, right? So you're going to end up with a 2 pi square root of Li over G. There you go.